So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now, and all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below.
What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyr Games, and with the official release of Dual Power, I've got for you guys a legendary hero deck. Now this deck concept and idea, and even the name itself, was inspired by a fellow YouTuber, or just a YouTuber by the name of the Dark Magician. If you guys know him, he was the original creator of the legendary hero deck concept, and I took the idea because it's a very cool idea. What it does is that it utilizes all of the main protagonist ace monsters in one single deck. And I thought that with the release of Dual Power, I come up with my own idea that utilizes all of the ace monsters. So you have Dark Magician, Neos, Odd Eyes, Stardust Dragon, Utopia, and Decode Talker. This deck utilizes all of these monsters in one way, shape, or form, and I'll explain to you how the deck utilizes each monster as I get to it, and the way that you can use them as the general support and utilizations. So I will also throw a link to the Dark Magician's channel in the description below, so you can check his channel out and see how the original creator of this concept does his build, because his build is completely different to mine. His, I think, focuses more of a hero sort of aspect, using like more hero cards, more hero engine. You'll see what mine focuses on, and I'll explain why mine focuses on that way when I get to it. So, starting off with one Dark Magician, one Neos, and two Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragons. There's your first start of the main deck boss monsters, and so moving on from there, you have your two Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragons, three Odd Eyes Persona Dragons. So just to explain from here, I'm gone with a more Odd Eyes Pendulum variant, just because I figured that with the way that Odd Eyes Pendulum works is that it's a very level 7 themed focus. So you get to utilize the level 7 aspect that most, if not all, the main deck protagonist monsters share in common. They're all level 7, so with that you can go into the Dark Magician rank 7 plays, you can go into Odd Eyes rank 7 plays. With Dark Magician Odd Eyes as typings, you can go into some of the unique Odd Eyes fusions. There's a lot of potentials and synergies, but just the fact that they're level 7 means that you can at the very least, just use them for generic searchable rank 7 plays and generic beatdown plays as well. So that's to start off with that. You then have, for the rest of the monsters, pendulum styles, I have two Dark Worms and a Gate 0. This rounds up the actual pendulum lineup in terms of like you putting them in your scales. With this you can go into rank 4 plays via the Utopia, but Dark Worm just helps you search Gate 0, which then is a low scale for you if you don't have the persona in your scale, or again level 7 to go into your rank 7 plays. Next you have your what I say rank 4 / fusion / synchro engine. There's a lot of slashes in this one. Is 2 Summoner Monk, 1 Prisma, and 1 White Wing Magician. So the reason behind this is that Summoner Monk, there's tons of spells in this deck that you can freely discard to get a free monster on board. Summoner Monk then helps you go into Prisma which then helps you go into some of your fusions by dumping Neos or Dark Magician or even Odd Eyes. You can take that name, help you go into your fusion plays, also just being a nice level 4 to summon. You can then use these two to go into rank 4 play. You can even go Monk into Prisma. That way the Monks can go into your rank 4 play, and your Prisma can just do its Prisma-y stuff. But also this engine allows Monk to go ditch the spell, go into White Ring, who is a nice, somewhat, in this case, generic level 4 tuner that you can then go into your Stardust Dragon, because Stardust is probably the only one that has to take its own unique engine to help you go into it consistently. But I wanted to pick an engine that can help suffice the rest of the deck in its own way. And I thought Summoner Monk helps fit that criteria. By doing this, you can go into Utopia or Stardust Dragon. Heck, you could even take out Prisma if you think you don't need it. You take Prisma out and put a second White Ring in. That way you can just go into Stardust or Utopia that way. To round up the monsters, I'm playing 2 Shadow Mist and 1 King of the Swamp. King of the Swamp is not only a search target for polymerization, that helps you go into your fusions, but you can also just use King of the Swamp as a name suffice target to help you go into your fusions that way. And Shadow Mist, it helps you search your Neos and your Prisma by utilizing one of the cards that we have in the deck. There's also another target for your Summoner Monk if you want to, and if you wanted to play it in here, you could play a copy of Mask Change too, because you can go Monk, ditch, special mist, grab Mask Change, set Mask Change, you can go off in that way. So that's it for the monsters. Let's move on to the spells. We have 2 Sky Iris, 1 Fusion Recycling Plant, and 1 Terraforming. This is just pretty good. This is just a strong field spell lineup slash engine that I just think suits well for the deck. Sky Iris searches your best fusion spell in the deck, which is Odd Eyes Fusion. Because not only can you go into the Odd Eyes fusion monsters, but you can also go into Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Because Odd Eyes Fusion just fusions into any dragon type fusion monster, which is very, very helpful. Fusion Recycling Plant helps you get into your polymerization as well with King of the Swamp, but it also just helps you regenerate resources. Whenever you fusion summon, you can get one of those materials back to your hand, so that way you can keep some nice hand advantage while going off with your fusion plays. And Terraforming, just the one just to help you search into any of these. You're mostly going to go into Sky Iris anyway, so I played multiples of this, but the Fusion Recycling Plant is there for a option as well. Moving on, we have 3 copies of Spiral Flame Strike. Simple as you search your Arc Pendulum Dragon or your Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. This is mostly what you're going to use it for. You're never really going to use it for its other effect, but it's there for an option. But we have the better search spell in my opinion, which is 3 copies of Summoner's Art. The reason for that is that this searches both your not only your Arc Pendulum Dragon, but it's also your Dark Magician and your Elemental Hero Neos if you need to, which is very, very nice. You're mostly going to search your Dark Magician. You're not most of the time going to search your Neos, just because Neos works better with Prisma along with the other card that we have in the deck. Next, moving on to the fusion spells, now we have 2 Odd Eyes Fusion, 1 Neos Fusion, and 1 Polymerization. So, the 2 Odd Eyes Fusion I explained before helps you not only go into your Odd Eyes Fusions, but also your Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Very, very strong card indeed. Polymerization, I also explained before, just a good generic fusion spell to go into all of your fusion extra deck monsters. But Neos Fusion, we have only really 1 target in the extra deck for it, but it's still worth it, because you can go Neos Fusion, send your Neos and your Shadow Mist, get your Brave Neos out, Shadow Mist activates, searches your Prisma, you can then normal your Prisma, you can then ditch Dark Magician, so on and so forth. You can see where the players go. Dark Magician is now in your graveyard, which then combos with the next card engine that we have in the deck. But before we get to that, the 1 copy of Monster Reborn, it's Monster Reborn. Heck, I've even gone for the magic card version to really knock onto the nostalgia of this deck. And now I'm gonna lump these 4 cards because I'm branching into the traps, but these 4 cards are their own separate engine, just to help with Dark Magician a bit more. Now there's 2 copies of Eternal Soul, 1 Dark Magic Attack, and 1 Dark Magic Circle. The reason for this is that Dark Magic Circle can just search you out your Eternal Souls, along with Dark Magic Attack, and heck, even Dark Magician itself. Dark Magic Attack is just an all-around good blowout card for the back row decks. You can just search this and blow up the back row, as long as you have Dark Magician play, which you either have via Dark Magician himself or the Dark Magician Knight. And Eternal Soul just combos very well with Dark Magic Circle just to keep control of the board, because Eternal Soul, you can then activate it, add Dark Magic Attack, then revive Dark Magician from the graveyard, which then triggers Eternal Soul. Which then triggers Circle to banish a card for free. So it's just a nice little loop that you have there, and it's overall something that I really enjoy playing. And to run up the main deck in total, I have 2 copies of Mirror Force. I thought, why not stick with the theme of the protagonist and Yugimoto's signature trap card, in my personal opinion. When you think Yugi, you think Mirror Force, which is one of the reasons why I put it in there. But it can be anything else that you want, in all honesty. I always try and pick them up, nicely, but it always just, doesn't go well. So I just want to get the protagonist cards out from the main deck before I move on to the extra deck. So extra deck we have for fusions, Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Probably the main one you want to go into, just because it protects your back row, which also protects your pendulum scales, which is a very, very nice card. Which is why I do like this in this deck. We have 1 Brave Neos. You're not going to reuse it for its effect in it because you have nothing to target, but it's just a nice card to go with the Neos fusion. And also being a level 7 as well can help you go into rank 7 plays. Your Odd Eyes fusion monsters, which is Vortex, Rune Eyes. Oh yeah, actually, just to go with it, Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, mate with Dark Magician and Odd Eyes monsters. Brave Neos is just Neos and any level 4 monster. Vortex is just your Odd Eyes fusions. Odd Eyes monsters. Rune Eyes, Odd Eyes, Pendulum Dragon, and Dark Magician. Brave Eyes Pendulum Dragon is Odd Eyes and Neos. That's it for your fusions. You can see what I'm trying to do here. Explain to you how you can utilize the aces to make your extra deck. Absolute Dragon, you're just going to summon this. Meteor Burst, you're going to summon this off your Absolute. Stardust Dragon is just, Summoner Monk engine. You have your Absolute Dragon. All your protagonist main deck monsters are level 7. The Ebon Illusion Magician, all your protagonist monsters are level 7. Your Utopia engine is your Summoner Monks. And then for your links, it's just Lamphorhynchus, Heavy Foes Electromite because it's a pendulum deck, and Decode Talker. It's a link monster, you just make it. But that, guys, is the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. It's not competitive. It's not, meta relevant. It's just fun. And that's the main reason why I wanted to make it. It's a really fun deck, a really fun concept, and it's just something that I thought you guys might enjoy seeing. As I said, I haven't seen anyone make this kind of deck except the Dark Magician. So again, shout outs to you, man. Really cool concept. I am always trying to think, how can I make a rival build? You know, that uses all the rival boss monsters. The new one that really messes it up is GX, because, you know, OG has Kyber, so that's obviously your Blue Eyes. 5Ds has your Red Dragon Archfiend with Jack. Your Zexal has your Galaxy Eyes. Then your Arc. Then your Arc 5 has DD, and then your Raze has Revolver, which is bowl/rocket. But GX is the only one that messes it up, because you're either going with Cyber Dragons if you think Zane is the rival, or Ojama Armed Dragon XYZ Catapult if you think it's Chaz, which then I don't know how to focus that. So GX really messes it up. If you guys can think of a way of who you think is the main rival of GX, heck, you could even think it's Destiny Heroes with Asta Phoenix. It's really hard to tell. Post your comments down below. I'd like to hear that. So, worse than done. As always, guys, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling.
What's up, YouTube? Dan here from YUGIOH. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always, guys, happy dueling.